Okay, I'm back at it. We are going to look at how we program some text. So, recall, in Designer View, select Blocks in the upper right-hand corner of the window to open the Blocks view, and you're going to see two panels. The Blocks panel is on the left. You see 3 drawers, and the built-in drawer contains programming components. The Screen 1 drawer contains the components you defined in the Designer View, and the Any Component drawer contains advanced programming components. So let's look at it over here so you can see it. We're going to go up to the Blocks view. And yes, this is what they're talking about. There's the typical blocks that you can pull out. And then these are things that I put in. And then these are if there was any additional components. Okay? Now, if we go back to the directions here, it says, yes, each drawer can be expanded with that plus and minus sign. The Blocks viewer panel to the right of the blocks is where we are going to program your components. So we need some event handlers. App behavior depends on something happening in the app. These are called events. They can make a program take action. That's a good way to think of it. So event handlers are blocks of code that listen for an event and then they respond to them in some way. So in Blocks view, select the Camera 1 component in the Screen 1 drawer from the blocks shown, and then select the Call Camera 1 Take Picture block. And we selected it and just pull it out there. Next thing we do, also from the camera component, select the When Camera 1 After Picture block. So we have the 2 blocks. Find the 2 additional blocks below and learn their purpose and select them to add them to your Blocks viewer. Set Canvas 1 background image to, this is in the Canvas drawer, set Canvas 1 to background image. Set Camera 1 to background image. And the other item, when button 1 is clicked. When button 1 is clicked. Okay, in the Blocks view, rearrange your code blocks, dragging them so you can see all 4 blocks. Okay, you can read more of every place there is. You can read, but I'm not going to read it for you. I'm going to let you because it does talk about ways to zoom in and zoom out, how you can see it and check the different views, etc. I'm just going to do some of the work so you can see how it works. To add some behavior to your app, you need to add code to the event handler blocks. The blocks work like a jigsaw puzzle and they snap together when you add code to them. Add code to the When Button 1 Clicked event handler. Think through what the app should do. When button 1 is clicked, you want to call the camera to take a picture. So you drag the Call Camera to Take a Picture block to the empty Do area in When Button 1 Click event handler is there. So when button 1 is clicked, call Camera 1 to take a picture. Somehow I bet these 2 go together, don't you? So let's see if we're right. Next, drag the Set Canvas 1 background image into Camera After Picture. Now, there is no available asset for the Canvas background image. You can change that. Delete the No Available Asset block, dragging it to the trash can, leaving 2 empty. Click or hover your mouse over the image variable, and a variable represents some data your program, in this case the data is the image that the camera takes. When you click or hover, 2 new blocks appear. Pretty cool. Drag the Get Image block and drop it into the empty 2 slot. So, we're going to get rid of this one, and we drag it over here to the trash can. And then here where Image is, you just hover, and Get Image comes up, and we can attach it. Yay! Now, you just wrote 2 event handlers using 4 different blocks, and your code should look like this. Our code does. Now, in Activity 2.1.1 Digital Doodle, in your Word document, describe the purpose of event handlers. Answer this question, say the purpose of event handlers, and then right below that type in what the event handlers do. The event handlers are these gold-colored items. They're called event handlers. What do they do? Now it's time to test our app. So, what we do is we click on AI Companion, and when you do that, you're going to see a QR code and a 6-character code, and then we're going to use our app on our phone, and then we're going to test it. So, it wants us to select the button, take a picture, see if the picture appears on your app. So, let's go to MIT App Inventor. We're going to go back to Design View so I can actually see what I'm doing here. Connect AI Companion on my phone. Oops. Sorry. On my phone, I select App Inventor, and it says no Wi-Fi. Sorry. Now I'm going to click Scan QR code. I'm going to scan it. Okay. This is what my phone looks like. The button, take a picture, I'm going to click on. I can get my own face in here. I'm just going to take a random picture here. Oops, my lights just went out. Come on, people, help me out. Okay, there's my picture. I'm going to say Use Photo, and now it's on my screen. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. That's your first few steps. Yay! Okay, let's go back to the directions. If your program is not working, properly debug it. This means finding the problem with your code and fixing it. Seek help from your elbow partner, your classmate, review the debugging tips. What I would do is make sure that everything looks the same on the front as what we showed in Designer View. Make sure everything is exactly the same in the blocks code. And if all of that is right, your app should work, okay? I've taught this several times through. If your code's right and everything's in there correctly, it will work, okay? And it says right-click on a block and select Disable, Enable blocks one at a time to see what the proper problem occurs. Be patient. Every programmer creates bugs in their program. They do. So if you don't get it the first time, you need to proof it. Now, on your Word document, write another question, like separate paragraph, debugging. Use that just to say, to record any problems you had, how you fixed them. If you didn't, you're great. Okay, you can keep going. This next section is the doodling section. You are going to do several things. Oh, one thing they want you to do here is save your program with a new name. In App Inventor, select Projects, Save Project As, enter a new name for your project using the naming convention set by your teacher. So what we had called it before, we had gone in here and I think I'd called it Digital Doodle Hershey. If we go File, Save Project As, it comes up copy. I'm just going to go digital doodle part 2. Now we're going on with part 2. Okay? Yay! That's so now we've got different copies. We've got different files. With your named version of the project safely saved, you can add the Doodle features. In the Blocks drawer, select the Canvas drawer and select Call Canvas Draw Line and When Canvas Dragged Event Handler. Call Canvas Draw Line. Call Canvas Draw Line. I need to be in blocks, sorry. Call Canvas Draw Line. There it is. Call Canvas Draw Line. I'm going to shove this way up on top because we're kind of done with it, so that then I have some room to work with this. Okay, the next part said When Canvas Dragged Event Handler. When Canvas Dragged Event Handler. The Canvas one dragged handler gets the locations of a finger drag on the screen. Your app will draw a line based on the finger drag location. Drag the Canvas draw line block into the do of the Canvas dragged block, snapping it in place. There we go. That was easy, huh? So then we've got get previous X, get previous Y, get current X, get current Y. Okay, gotta hover. Get previous X, get previous Y, current X, current Y. Whoops. Okay, see how I hovered and then clicked and then drug it? That helps. It says how to do it, but it's a little trickier doing it and seeing it. So there we go. And let's see. Test your app. When the camera image appears in your app, drag your finger over it to draw a line. If necessary, debug your app. Recall you can go back to a previous working version. Save a new name version of your project. So I think it said I got unhooked, so let's see here. I'll go to Designer View, drag it up here. Is my connect still there? Nope. I click on App Inventor, without Wi-Fi, scan